2, 1.
So greetings everyone. I'm here to do a presentation titled Digital Platforms as a Catalyst for Access to Information in the midst of COVID-19 at the Kenya National Library Service, Prospects and Challenges. My name is Dr. Charles Nzivo. I'm the Acting Deputy Director, Technical Services, knls. Allow me to present my presentation, which is based on the outline, the introduction. I will also look at the key partners whom knls have partnered with and who have helped the institution to enhance access using the various initiatives which they have initiated towards enhancing learning and reading across a number of stakeholders who are children, parents, and other members of the public. I will also look at the various digital platforms which have been used before and during COVID. I will also look at the challenges and prospects that have come as a result of the use of the various digital platforms. Then I will give my recommendations and conclusion. Kenya National Library Service is a statutory board of the government of Kenya, which was established by an act of Parliament, Cap 225 of 1965, with the mandate to provide access to information for knowledge, empowerment, and enjoyment through libraries. It has been the concern of the government of Kenya to make sure that the right of access to information is a mandate to all Kenyans, as captured in the Constitution of Kenya, Cap 35, and also as entrenched in the Information Access Bill of 2016. Over the years, since 1965, KNLS branch libraries have grown to a network of 64 libraries, which are spread in 33 counties in the entire republic. The vision of the KNLS board is to be the hub of information and knowledge for empowerment. And the mission of the board is to enable access to information for knowledge and transformation of livelihoods. Over the years, KNLS has established strong partnerships with a number of partners, namely Book Aid International, that is BAI, World Reader, Electronic Information for Libraries, AFL, Peer-to-Peer University, and Communication Authority of Kenya, among others. These partners were able to play a crucial role in the delivery of digital information materials to members of the public in schools and also other identified areas even before the spread of the COVID-19. When COVID came around 2020, we vividly know that it is a global pandemic which brought a lot of unprecedented health and social economic crisis, which led to various governments worldwide implementing quite a number of measures which were meant to contain the spread of this pandemic. Part of these measures had far-reaching impact on libraries across the world, because many libraries were closed and were meant not to continue offering library services. KNLS was not left out of this impact, and as a result, the libraries were closed, and now we had to come up with an initiative of now applying these platforms which were introduced to us by our partners, and we used this to drive information access to children in schools, because we felt we needed to continue availing information and resources to them. Let me say that during that time, KNLS became more innovative, and within its network, we continued using the KioKids and KioKids tablets. These KioKids tablets are basically gadgets which are used in 7 of the KNLS libraries, and which within one gadget it contains 40 tablets, which translates to 208 tablets, serving and taking information resources to the identified users, and whereby within the last 5 years, KNLS has been able to reach to about 5,040,000 children, teachers, parents, guardians, and other members of the community. We, around the same time during the COVID, we were also able to expand the use of the e-readers, which we were also able to also use the same in our 64 libraries, using the e-reader device, which contains about 204 books, which translates to 612,000 books in portable devices, because generally we have about 3,000 e-readers which are meant to be used as devices for accessing e-resources. Those are books for reading and also for learning. And since 2016 up to now, during the time of COVID, we were able to reach to about 36 million Kenyans who have been enabled to access this kind of devices, which has enabled them to continue accessing information. We have, during this time of COVID, also through the peer-to-peer university learning circles, which is a free online learning, we have enabled many Kenyans who were in need of education to be able to identify some topical learning areas which they have been learning free of charge online through an identified instructor, and in that way we have reached into quite a number of Kenyans who would have been challenged from not acquiring the needed education because of lack of school fees. During this time, we were also able to use another platform, which is Laibu Mkononi. Mkononi means palm. Laibu means phone. So this translates to having a phone, a smartphone for that matter, at your palm, which you can be able to use in order to access e-resources or e-content which is downloaded in that kind of a phone. So this has been a homegrown invention or innovation by librarians within knls, where they identified there was a need to approach individuals who had unused very old smartphones to donate to the library, so that especially in low income settlement areas like Kibra in Kenya, where we have a majority of the residents, they have very low income, and therefore we were able to refurbish those phones, where we have acquired a total of around 105 smartphones, which we have refurbished and made them to be used by pupils and students in those low income settlement area of Kibera. Let me move and say that through these platforms they have impacted a lot to the Kenyan population, to pupils, to parents, to teachers, and also to the library itself. And one thing to say is that through the interaction of the pupil, student, parents, teachers with these devices, platforms, they have acquired a lot of skills, electronic skills, to be able to use those devices, something which they lacked before. The use of these devices have also impacted to pupils and also to students, because they contain a lot of content which has very good English, which has been assessed and known to contain quality English, and it has gone a long way into improving the performance of children in many schools. It has also changed the perception or the attitude which has been there towards technology, that technology cannot be acquired by people of varied backgrounds or from certain geographical regions, because the devices have even been used in marginalized areas, and therefore that attitude has been changed. There has also been that change in the attitude towards the library, where before people used to think libraries are places of print information materials, but now they have become now changing and believing that libraries can also contain digital or e-content information resources. It has also helped to bridge the digital divide, because through the use of those devices, it has that gap which used to be there has been narrowed, and in that way it has bridged that digital divide across the youth and also other users like the teachers who never used to be exposed to those kind of technologies and devices. It has also boosted the esteem, the confidence among the pupils, the parents, and also teachers, because that exposure has gained in them confidence, which has been good for them to be able to use those devices. It has also reduced the pupils and teachers' absenteeism in schools, because every time they hear or they have heard the teacher will be meeting with the librarians who will be bringing these devices, then it ensures that during that time pupils and teachers are always present to be able to interact with these devices. It has also increased library usage and membership, because that attraction for people to be always be wanting to come and use these devices has also increased the usage the usage in terms of the visitors in the library. It has also attracted more partners who want to come and continue partnering with the knls. Like I have said, the World Reader, the Communication Authority of Kenya, the EFL, and the peer-to-peer university as part of the partners. Allow me to say that though we have impacted widely across the pupils, we have also experienced quite a number of challenges. And one among the key challenges is lack of basic computer skills. You find most of the pupils and also the teachers, including parents who are meant to be supporting these pupils to read using these devices, lack computer skills. And in that way, we have initiated as a library, knls, computer skills in order to empower them with such skills to be able to effectively and efficiently use these devices. There has been staff ratio to participants, whereby you find we have very few staff, and the number of publics we are serving are more than the staff, and therefore the ratio in terms of those who will be addressing the needs of the various users is limited. So what we are encouraging is to have more of the volunteers and students on attachments whom we orientate, expose them on what we do to be able to serve this category of library users. There has also been a lot of poor network, and this has hampered the use of these devices, especially in those marginalized areas where we lack adequate power supply. And in this way, in those regions, we are partnering with the government to ensure that it puts in place power supply for use when we are using those devices. The other issue is the limited number of devices is also a challenge, like the Laibu Mkononi. After having requested people to donate those devices to be used for reading and learning, we only managed to get about 100 smartphones, which we have refurbished, and therefore we are still seeking for more partners to support us in that area. Allow me to say that the conclusion and the recommendation is that our experience has demonstrated that as a library, we can add a lot of value to the formal education, and we are recommending this kind of technology to be integrated in education in order to inspire positive changes in teaching and learning. We also want to bring to the attention of everyone that we have noted that this learning experience has meant the youth, the young ones, to cultivate an interest and a joy for wanting to read and to use the various devices that we are using. And by the end of the way, they have gone a long way into developing a lifelong reading culture across the youth in the country. We are requesting that similar programs be introduced in other public libraries in Africa, where we call upon them to come and benchmark with us on what we have used to them and how they have impacted in the society. And finally, the knls board is planning to use the virtual library, which is a new concept and which will be launched in December to reach more people in the country, in the region, and globally. Thank you so much for listening to